So, hi Mac, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm awesome. I'm actually very honored to be able to interview you once more.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Appreciate that.
So, congratulations on your album.
Thank you.
It's amazing. It's called Something to Feel, right?
It is. Last time I checked.
Yeah. Okay. It's good to hear that.
Yes.
So, a year ago, you came with your previous album, right? Your previous EP.
Right.
And I think that you developed much. You've changed your genre. Somehow you kind of changed your genre a little bit, right? So I would like to ask you, how do you see your own growth from Drive Slow to Something to Feel?
I think the biggest difference between those two projects was when I was making Drive Slow, I wasn't really planning on turning it into a project.
Okay.
And it was just kind of tunes that I had been writing. And just over time, I had a bunch of them, and so I just threw them together, and it was Drive Slow. But Something to Feel was a little more, I was striving to make a little bit more of a cohesive project.
I see.
You know?
So it's something that is more challenging.
Yeah, I mean, it's all just music. It's all just fun, but I'd say I had to work a little harder for the second one.
I see. So, well, we heard that Something to Feel has a special meaning to you because it shows how you finally overcome your worries before, because you were quite worried when your fans, you're quite worried on sharing your songs and your craft to your fans and people. But seeing their love for your music now, how are you gonna include your fans on your next project?
That's a good question. I mean, more people keep listening every day, and I think that they're a big reason that I continue to put stuff out and make music, Okay. So I hope they feel involved just from listening to it.
Okay, so you were quite satisfied with Something to Feel, is the way I see it. You're very satisfied.
Oh yeah, I love that album.
Okay, so after touring and getting more in touch and personal with your fans, do you find more inspirations coming from them for your next project?
Yeah, definitely. I think that when you're at home and you're just hanging out and not really doing anything, it's a little harder to think about how many people there are in the world and how many different parts of the world that people are listening to the music, and it's good to actually get out and see that this is a real place. I've only ever been here a few times, and the rest of the Asia tour is all new cities that we're going to, so it's just, I'm really excited to meet everybody in every...
Okay, talking about your tour, especially in Asia, are there any interesting stories while you go on tour, visiting new places? Do you encounter something funny?
In Asia?
Yeah, in Asia. Because it's quite different, right?
It's definitely different. Yeah. I mean, the first time that we were here, I was not really used to the roads and how the motorcycles, how many, I just didn't, I had no idea what was going on.
Because back in your place, all the motorcycles are the big ones, and they're
and
really
they all
on
have
strips.
to stay, it's just I had no idea what was going on, but I mean, we got here, so
yeah, thank God. Okay, the last time we had an interview, which was last year, I asked you, who do you want to collaborate with? And it was, surprisingly, you answered Michael Jackson. So I
haven't since last year, if you were wondering.
Sure thing. It will be scary if you did, though.
That'd be crazy.
So I would like to ask you again, are there going to be any different musician that you would like to collaborate with? Or is it going to remain the same? Michael Jackson.
I mean, obviously I'd still, if that could ever happen, I mean, that'd be pretty cool. But for the most part, I mean, I have a lot of really great musicians in my life, and I think that I'm less in a place of seeking out other people, and I think that I'm just trying to make my own music.
Okay, which track on Something to Feel that has the most emotional lyrics, or maybe in the making of the song itself it's very emotional to you?
I'd probably say Waiting is just it's my personal favorite on the album, and it just talks a lot about being overlooked and people underestimating you and thinking that you're not able to make a career out of music, or however anybody listening to it interprets that message. But that was really emotional for me writing.
Okay, so Is there anything you look forward on today's show? And I would like to ask you, okay, that first, is there anything to look forward on today's show in Java Jazz?
The whole show.
The whole show, definitely. Will you put something special, or are you gonna do a cover of a certain song that is your personal favorite?
No covers.
Okay, just original.
Just my writing, but I'm playing 2 new tunes.
Oh, cool!
We've been
nice.
working on an album. So.
Okay, so this is a fan question from our Instagram. Tell
Awesome.
us the process of something to feel.
The
creative
writing
process. Yes, the creative process.
I mean.
How do you find the
Not much
inspiration?
to tell. Me and my friends, we just get together and we love to play music, so we just play a lot of music. And
Okay.
I think that, when I was making the project, I was trying to keep it all in a certain vein, but I think for the most part, just hanging out with friends and making music. That's how it came to be.
It all comes naturally.
Definitely.
So last question, is there any advice to aspiring musicians out there that are striving to success? I mean, they're still striving to success, and they look up to you. Is there any best advice for them?
My best advice I could give is don't let other people control you or try to take credit for your own work. And just like, if you're gonna be in a musical career, I hope you love music.
Cool, that's awesome. Okay, last one. Please say to the camera, to our Ayres, which is our listeners, tell them to support you and your new album.
Okay.
Ayres.
Hey, I'm Mac Ayres. Listen to my album or don't. But if you don't, you're lost.
Ooh, okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was
So
a great
good to
time.
see
It
you
was
again.
awesome. Thank you so much. I'm
Absolutely.
looking forward to meet you again next year.
Sounds good.
Sounds
Same
good.
time next year.
Oh, same
Let's do
time
it.
next year. Okay, thank you so much.
Absolutely. I'll
Okay,
give you a
let's
hug.
take a picture.
So
Oh,
good to see
please.